Hello friends, welcome to our RV YouTube channel. Myself R Venkatesh. In our previous session 31 under part 3 we have discussed how to draw three-phase voltage which is measured between phase to neutral. In this session 32 under part 4 of electrical drives and control we are going to discuss how to draw the three-phase voltage which is measured between line to line or a phase to phase. So this is the circuit diagram which we have used for stator voltage control of three-phase induction motor. So in which we have used three-phase AC voltage controller in order to control the speed and torque of a three-phase induction motor. So for this three-phase AC voltage controller, we have fed three-phase AC supply which is of a star connected system. So here the voltage which is measured between the phase A and the phase B is VAB. So this VAB is a line voltage. A line voltage is defined as the voltage which is measured between two lines or a phase to phase. So here this VAB is the voltage between the phase A and the phase B. Here VBC is the voltage which is measured between B and the phase C. Here the voltage, the line voltage VAC which is measured between the line A and the line C or the phase A and phase C. So in this session we are going to discuss how to draw this three-phase AC line voltage. Here this is the three-phase voltage which is measured between the phase to neutral. So this three-phase voltage which is measured between phase to neutral we have discussed in our previous session how to draw this. So in this session we are going to discuss how to draw this line to line voltages called VAB, VBC and VCA. So on the left hand side this is the phasor diagram which we used in our previous session in order to draw this three-phase AC supply voltage which is measured between phase to neutral. So now let us extend the discussion along with this phasor diagram in order to draw our three-phase line to line voltage. Now let us draw the first line voltage VAB. So for that please refer the equation 4. Please refer the equation 4. It says that VAB is equal to VAN minus VBN. That means we have to add the phase voltage VAN and minus VBN. So for that first let us draw the phasor diagram. Opposite to VBN is minus VBN. And if you look at this phasor diagram, this minus VBN exactly bisects the phasor VAN and VCN. The phase angle between VAN and VCN is 120 degrees. Therefore, now the phase angle becomes between VAN and minus VBN as 60 degrees, and the phase angle between minus VBN and VCN becomes another 60 degrees. So now we want to have line voltage VAB, right? So for that we have to add the phasor VAN and minus VBN. So for that, draw a minus VBN phasor in parallel. So this is our minus VBN phasor which is drawn in parallel to this phasor minus VBN. So now let us draw VAN also. So this is our parallel phasor VAN which is parallel to this phasor VAN. So according to equation 4 now we have to add this phasor VAN and this phasor minus VBN in order to get our resultant line voltage VAB. So this is our resultant line voltage VAB which is the addition of VAN and minus VBN. So if you look at this, the resultant voltage VAB is exactly bisecting our minus VBN and VAN, right? So the angle between the phasor VAN and minus VBN is 60 degrees. So now what happens is the phase angle between the phasor VAN and VAB becomes 30 degrees and the phase angle between VAB and minus VBN becomes 30 degrees. So if you look at this phasor diagram, this line voltage VAB is ahead of 30 degrees from this phasor VAN. That means our line voltage VAB starts 30 degrees before itself from the commencement of our phase voltage VAN. So let us draw that VAB. So if you look at this three-phase voltage, phase to neutral voltage, our VAN starts at 0 degrees. See, which I am marking in the red color in our phase voltage. So which is starting at 0 degrees. So our VAB, according to our phasor diagram, our VAB should start 30 degrees before the commencement of VAN. That means our VAB should start at minus 30 degrees. So I have marked here in the red color. So from the minus 30 we have to leave 90 degrees in order to have positive peak value of the line voltage VAB. So that becomes 60 degrees. So from here we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its positive half cycle. So that becomes 150 degrees. So now let us draw our line voltage VAB. That means the positive half cycle of line voltage VAB with this markings. So this is our positive half cycle of line voltage VAB. So from 150 degrees we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to have negative peak value of the line voltage VAB. So that becomes 150 plus 90 becomes 240. So from 240 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its negative half cycle. So that becomes 30 degrees. 240 plus 90 becomes 330. Therefore, our line voltage VAB completes its negative half cycle at 330 degrees. So this is our negative half cycle of the line voltage VAB. So our line voltage VAB starts at minus 30 degrees and ends at 330 degrees. Therefore, it is 360 degrees. So as we discussed in our previous session, any sinusoidal input voltage will have 360 degrees of duration. So this is how we can draw our line voltage VAB, and this cycle continues. So now let us draw the second line voltage called VBC. So for that, please refer to equation 5. So equation 5 says that VBC is equal to VBN minus VCN. So for that, first let us draw the phasor diagram. So opposite to VCN becomes minus VCN, right? So if you look at this phasor minus VCN is exactly bisecting the phasor VAN and VBN. So the phase angle between the phasor VAN and the VBN is 120 degrees. Therefore, now the phase angle between VAN and minus VCN becomes 60 degrees, and similarly the phase angle between VBN and minus VCN becomes another 60 degrees. So now according to equation 5 we have to add VBN and minus VCN in order to get our resultant voltage VBC. So for that, now let us draw a parallel phasor minus VCN. So this is our minus VCN, which is drawn in parallel to this minus VCN phasor. So now let us draw our VBN phasor in yellow color. So this so this is our VBN, which is drawn in parallel to this VBN phasor. So now let us add this VBN and minus VCN according to equation 5 in order to get the resultant line voltage vector VBC. So this is our resultant line voltage vector VBC. So if you look at this phasor diagram, our line voltage vector VBC is exactly bisecting our VBN and minus VCN, right? So the phase angle between VBN and minus VCN is 60 degrees here. So what happens is now the phase angle between this phasor VBN and VBC becomes 30 degrees, right? Since it is here 60 degrees, the phase angle between VBN and VBC becomes 30 degrees. And similarly, the phase angle between VBC and minus VCN becomes 30 degrees. So if you look at this phasor diagram, our line voltage VBC is ahead of 30 degrees, right? Is ahead of 30 degrees from this phase voltage VBN. So that means the line voltage VBC starts 30 degrees before the commencement of the phase voltage VBN. So if you look at our phase voltage, phase to neutral voltage, our VBN starts at 120 degrees, right? See here I am marking in black color. This starts at 120 degrees. So 30 degrees before of 120 degrees means it becomes 90 degrees. So at an angle of 90 degrees, our line voltage VBC starts. So now let us draw that waveform. So at an angle of 90 degrees, our VBC starts. So from here we have to leave 90 degrees in order to have the positive peak value of the line voltage VBC. So that becomes 180 degrees. 90 plus 90 becomes 180 degrees. So from 180 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its positive half cycle. So 180 plus 90 becomes 270. So it starts at 90 degrees and completes at 270 degrees. So this is our positive half cycle of the line voltage VBC. And now let us draw our negative half cycle also. So from 270 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to have its negative peak value. So 270 plus 90 becomes 360. So from 360 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its negative half cycle. So 360 plus 90 becomes 450. So the negative half cycle of our VBC starts at 270 degrees and ends at 450 degrees. So this is our line voltage VBC. So the line voltage VBC starts at 90 degrees and completes at 450 degrees. So 450 minus 90 becomes 360 degrees. So now let us extend this line voltage VBC to the left hand side also. So from 90 degrees we have to leave another 90 degrees to the left hand side in order to have its peak value. So that becomes 0 degrees, right? Because here it is 90 degrees. From here we have to leave another 90 degrees to the left hand side in order to have its peak value. So that becomes 0 degrees. So from here, from this 0 we have to leave another 90 degrees to the left hand side in order to complete its half cycle. So that becomes minus 90 degrees. So now let us draw this. So this is our line voltage VBC. That is the voltage which is measured between the line B and the line C, or the phase B and the phase C. So now let us draw our the third line voltage called VCA as per our equation 6. So our equation 6 says that VCA is equal to VCN minus VAN. So now let us draw the spacer VCA in our phase diagram. So for that, first let me draw minus VAN phasor. So opposite to VAN becomes minus VAN phasor, right? So if you look at this phasor diagram, this minus VAN is exactly bisecting our the phasor VCN and VBN, right? So the phase angle between this phasor VCN and VBN is 120 degrees. So what happens is now the phase angle between VCN and minus VAN becomes 60 degrees, and similarly the phase angle between minus VAN and VBN becomes 60 degrees. So as per our equation 6, we have to add our VCN and minus VAN in order to get our resultant line voltage VCE. So now let us draw a parallel minus VAN phasor. So this is our minus VAN phasor which is drawn in parallel to this minus VAN phasor. So similarly now let us draw our VCN phasor. So this is our VCN phasor, okay, which is drawn in parallel to this VCN. So now let us add this VCN and minus VAN in order to obtain our resultant voltage vector VCE. So this becomes our VCA. So if you look at the phasor diagram, our resultant voltage vector VCA is exactly bisecting VCN and minus VAN. So the phase angle between VCN and minus VAN is 60 degrees. Therefore, now what happens is the phase angle between VCN and VCA is 30 degrees, right? And similarly, the phase angle between minus VAN and VCN becomes 30 degrees. Okay. So if you look at this phasor diagram, it is clear that our resultant voltage vector VCA is ahead of 30 degrees, right? Is ahead of 30 degrees from this phase voltage VCA. That means our line voltage VCA starts 30 degrees before the commencement of VCA. So if you look at this phase voltage, our VCN starts at 240 degrees. See, I am marking in blue color in our phase voltage. Our VCN starts at 240 degrees. So 30 degrees before means it becomes 210. So at an angle of 210, our VCA voltage starts. The line voltage VCA starts. So from 210 we have to leave 90 degrees in order to have its peak value. I mean positive peak value. So 210 plus 90 becomes 300. So I am marking it here. So at an angle of 300 to have its own positive peak value. So from 300 you have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its positive half cycle. So 300 plus 90 becomes 390. So our positive half cycle of line voltage VCA starts at 210 degrees and completes at 390 degrees. So this is our line voltage VCA, positive half cycle of line voltage VCA. So from 390 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to have its negative peak value. So 390 plus 90 becomes 480. So from 480 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its negative half cycle. So 480 plus 90 becomes 570. So at an angle of 570 degrees, the line voltage VCA completes its negative half cycle. So this cycle continues in this fashion. So this is our VCA. So VCA starts at 210 degrees and completes at 570 degrees. So 570 minus 210 becomes 360 degrees. So now let us extend this line voltage VCA to the left hand side also. So from 210 degrees we have to leave 90 degrees to the left hand side. So that becomes 120 degrees. Okay, 120 degrees in order to have its peak value. So from this 120 we have to leave another 90 degrees in order to complete its half cycle. So that becomes 30 degrees. So now let us draw this. So this is our line voltage VCA. So still we can continue on the left hand side. So from 30 degrees you have to leave 90 degrees to the left side in order to find its peak value. So that becomes minus 60. Okay. So this is our line voltage VCA. So this is how we can draw our three-phase line voltages. So now let us draw the line voltage VBA as per equation 7. So please refer equation 7. So equation 7 says that the line voltage VBA is equal to minus of VAB. That means the opposite to VAB is nothing but minus VAB. So now let us draw that. So just exactly opposite to that. So opposite to VAB is minus VAB. So minus VAB is nothing but according to equation 7 it is the line voltage VBA. Okay. So just draw opposite that VAB. So this is minus VAB, which is nothing but VBA. Okay. VBA. So now let us draw our line voltage VCB according to equation 8. So equation 8 says that VCB is equal to minus of VBC. That means opposite to VBC. So now let us draw that in yellow color. So this is our minus VBC. Okay. This is our minus VBC, which is nothing but VCB. Okay. So here also in the same way. So this is minus VBC, which is nothing but VCB. And again here also in the same way, all through the cycles. VCB, which is nothing but minus VBC. Okay, so similarly now let us draw the line voltage VAC according to equation number 9. So equation 9 says that VAC is equal to minus of VCA. That means opposite to VCA. So let us draw the blue color. So here this is our minus VCA, which is nothing but the line voltage VAC. So similarly here also. This is our line voltage VAC, that is minus VCA, and similarly here also in the next cycle. So this is our VAC, that is nothing but minus VCA. Okay, and here at an angle of 480 degrees it has peak value. So this cycle also VAC, which is nothing but minus VCA. So this is how we can draw our three-phase line voltages. Thank you.